Well, hello and welcome everybody to a new video where we are going to test the Nvidia Quadro T2000 in the DELL Precision 5540 in the game Skyrim Special Edition. And we are playing at 1080p with the Ultra preset. So yeah, let's see how well this one does. We do not have any mods installed, so this is the vanilla edition or the vanilla version. And yeah, I guess this should be the performance you should expect if you play it on this machine without anything installed. So yeah, right off the start we can see that we do not always stick to the 60 FPS cap that this game has, but we are also seeing below 60 FPS right now, like 58 and 55 that we saw earlier. I mean, if it doesn't change it, obviously we're at the highest everything settings right now. Like everything is absolutely cranked up to the max. So I guess that is the reason. But I don't know if I remember correctly if my XPS 7590 actually was able to handle this game at 60 FPS all the time at ultra settings. But this one here also does have the i9 9880H CPU instead of the i7, which was in a Dell XPS. But yeah, as long as we do not throttle down with our GPU, like the T2000 in here has, as well as in the 7590 XPS, a 30 watt cap once it runs too hot for the Dell engineers, which is around 70 degrees. I have no idea why that limit should be too much for this machine, because obviously speaking in CPU and GPU terms, 70 degrees isn't really all that hot, and actually this machine should be able to run at these kind of temperatures all the time. But yeah, it simply doesn't. It will throttle down to 30 watts if it's getting hit too hard for too long or too long period of time. But at least right now we are still seeing the 40 watts, which is great, obviously. Yeah, obviously you can't modify the GPU in this machine since the Nvidia Quadro GPUs, you can't really fiddle with any of the settings of these cards, so you can't undervolt them, you can't really limit them or create a custom voltage curve. It really kind of sucks if you are thermally constrained like you are in a machine like this. So yeah, that is obviously not great. But as of right now, it is running perfectly smoothly. And you can see the i9 is running at 2.3 gigahertz, which is because I set it to not exceed the base clock speeds, which is 2.3 gigahertz. And that is obviously still plenty enough for this machine, for this T2000 at ultra settings in full HD to run at its full potential. And it's obviously enough to provide us with 60 FPS if the... What is happening now? Yeah, I agree with you. There's no time to talk right now. Thanks, you a little douche. Can you at least help us get rid of these wolves? No, obviously it doesn't. What a dick. Yeah, you could at least try to help us. Okay, yeah, we are still at 40 watts, which is great, but yeah, the FPS are dropping down to around 50, which is absolutely fine. In Skyrim, you can perfectly play this game in its entirety at 50 FPS, even at 40, or I guess if you're willing to at 30 FPS as well. But yeah, if you're playing at 50 to 60 FPS in this game, it is very, very smooth. So yeah, let's see if we can actually travel somewhere else, maybe into a city or somewhere, or I guess I simply started this game. This is a new save game, so we haven't really discovered any of the places yet. But yeah, let's see if the FPS will drop inside the city of Whiterun, which is the first stop you usually have to make when you play this game and play through its main story. Which obviously I never do. I obviously wander off into the woods and go somewhere else instead of going where I'm supposed to go. Well, let's see if these guards are going to let us in. Thank you very much, kind citizen. Alright. At least here at nighttime, it seems that actually the city isn't as demanding as the outside world is. 60 FPS easily. Yeah, this is looking pretty promising. So I guess the T2000 should easily be able to handle Skyrim Special Edition for you at 1080p and ultra settings. And maybe, I mean, if you're playing this on the Precision, I've got the one with the 4K IPS screen. I guess you could go and lower the settings and see if you actually can crank up the resolution even more, but I guess at 15.6 inches of display, I would be very fine to simply play at 1080p and instead go for the higher quality settings, because I guess from a visual standpoint you will benefit more from higher settings than from a higher resolution at this display size. Nobody wanted to talk to you. Alright, but I guess that's it for this video. You can see that it is running perfectly fine, and yeah, this is a very, very playable experience.